Hello, Mr. Randy Duck, and welcome back for another video. Today I've got 3 replays for you in the Tier 9 French heavy tank, the Lorraine AMX M4. Now, I'm tuned up with this first replay with our buddy Jamus, who's in a Russian tank destroyer. And we're going to try push, we decided quite early we're going to push aggressively and try and get underneath their ridge. A little bit risky because they do have 2 light tanks in a platoon. So I'm taking somewhat of a gamble, but the Lorraine, although it's a heavy tank, it's essentially a medium tank with a heavy tank turret, because as you can see, it's absolutely rapid, and you can get there very quickly. There's a tank in the middle which is going to spot us, and I'm hoping there's not going to be enough other stuff to cover that tank at that time, because I've got there very quickly, and I'm just praying I'll get underneath this ridge safely, and as it stood, I have. And I've really had very minimal damage to get this position, so it's all worked out quite well. And now I can use my gun depression to poke and get shots on the enemy teams going across the hill, because we haven't really sent anyone that way, so the hill is unprotected and they're going to win that for free. But we're going to try and see if we can get any shots as they cross into there. Now, obviously this tank does have 2 guns. You've got the gun which I'm using, which has a 400 alpha gun, and you have the opposite gun which has 560 alpha gun, but obviously longer reload, and it's a little bit more derpy. I like to use the smaller 400 alpha gun, mainly because I quite like having that extra bit of gun depression. But you could make an argument to say that the bigger gun is probably the best gun. But it's just preference, and I quite enjoy using this gun, a little bit more accurate, and I enjoy having that extra little bit of gun depression. Now, as you can see, our team are pushing down the ice road, and we don't have anyone on the hill. So I'm going to try and move around now to try and get around to the enemy's part of the spawn to try and spot up their team, basically, because I already know we've lost the hill. So I'm going to try and counteract that by winning the other side as quickly as possible. Now, unfortunately for me, this S-Conk is here, which is kind of slowing us down, because I can't really move when there's a full health S-Conk in that position, because it's just going to farm me. I'd like to move up to the hill, just to the right of me, and get underneath that ridge safely, but I can't do that, as you see why this S-Conk is here. So I'm hoping just to try and keep him detected, and with a bit of luck our team will move out and get some side shots into him. Once we've got rid of that tank, we can then start to progress with the game. This medium pokes up and we're able to pick up a kill there. We are picking up some decent assistance here from spotting these tanks, so we're just going to try and keep them spotted. If we can get a shot into the hatch of the Super Conqueror tribe, it's going to be very, very difficult for us to penetrate that tank when it's like that. But enemy tank destroyer gets detected, we do pick up some assistance, and we get a nice shot into that tank, putting them onto a 1-shot. We are 4 tanks up, and now the S-Conk's being forced down, I can start progressing, getting a bit higher forward, getting to where I'd like to go, to try and get some more assistance from anything in the town. The S-Conk is a 1-shot to us now. I'm waiting, he's turning his turret, and we're able to pick up the kill there on the S-Conk, and dealing with that threat. Now we know the rest of the threat really is on the hill. So we're going to push forward and try and get the assistance damage here. We had an okay game, so far, but we would like, there's a lot more left in this game to try and get some more assistance here. We get 1 into that Kranvarden as he pushes. I think we're about to start cap pressure here, which is going to force the enemy team off of the hill. Unfortunately, I hit a big shot there, potentially from a tank destroyer or one of those T-58s, which is in front of us. We get 1 shot into his turret, pulling back. We are, it's a pretty good hold down, this tank. The actual hull of the tank is rubbish. You don't have any armour at all there. But the turret, you can bounce, some good shots off of the turret armour. When you're using your gun depression like this, and because also we've got the cap pressure, it's forcing the enemy team to come out, and I'm picking up all the assistance damage. I'm hoping we don't cap out and we get off the cap, because obviously there's a lot of damage left in this game, and I'm not really concerned about the enemy team winning it, considering we're 14 tanks versus the 4 at the moment, so it would be pretty unlikely. So I'm hoping we get off the cap so we can just pick up the rest of that damage. Trying to get 1 into that tank destroyer there, and we do set them on fire. just 2 tanks left. We're just going to push forward, see if we can spot the E75, which we do. Now, any of the assistance we get off this tank is going to be mine, and we actually pick up almost, all of his health there, putting us on to 6,000 assistance and just shy of 4,000 damage with 3 kills. And 1 enemy tank remaining, which is the enemy Avery, which is on the hill. I'm thinking we're probably not going to get there in time, so we're just going to wait and see if he presents us a shot. He does, but it was a slim shot. We don't pen it, and he should get taken out any moment now. If not, we're going to cap out in 11 seconds anyway, so I'm never going to make it up to the top of the hill. But it gets taken out by IS7, and that brings us then to replay number 1. So let's just see how we got on there. You see our partner Jamis had a really nice game with 7,000 damage. We got most of his assistance there with 4,000 damage, 6,000 assistance, about 10k combined, and we got the brothers of arms. So that's it for replay number 1, but we got 2 more to come, so let's move on to the second replay. Okay, so here we are for replay number 2 on Moro. We are platooned up with another friend, rated but hated this time, in his Type 4 Heavy. There's 1 fun police in the game and 1 light tank. We are going to go and play the field, because probably what best suits our tank. We've got the speed, the mobility to get there, and there's plenty of places where we can play hold down. Naturally, rated in a type, it's not really the, he's not going to push this side because it's going to be too slow to get there, get punished on the cross. Just wasn't worth it, so he's going to try and hold up on the other side while we try and win the field. So as initially we're pushing across, just scanning to see what's detected, to work out what we got there. We do have support coming with us, so we're able to take the decision to push forward a little bit earlier to a good position to try and cut the enemy team off before they get to us, so we can get to a nice hold down position and keep them back there basically, so we get some shots in. And this is the position I wanted to go to. E75's there. Unfortunately, our shot kind of derps a little bit. We do track them in place, but we wasn't able to pen, unfortunately. But we do now have the lower plate of this heavy, so hopefully we should be able to pen that. But we don't, so our first 2 shots haven't been fantastic. But as you see, we are able to use our turret armour here to our advantage, and try and keep as safe as possible, sort of hiding our weak hull armour and only exposing our turret. So we've got a really good position. We're able to get 2 shots into this pattern, 1 from his cupola, 1 when he turns side on. There's a light tank behind me. I'm not going to turn my whole turret to shoot that light tank, because if I do, I'll probably lose half my hit points of this tank. It's not worth it. Wait, and my friendly team are able to take him out for us. So we do get, that light tank's gone. Unfortunately, the friendly heavy sort of comes in front of us there, and unfortunately I didn't really mean to block him, but he does end up get blocked, and he's a little bit frustrated for us there. But I am using this position, and I'm trying to get as many shots in as I can. Unfortunately, I just have to try and work around this heavy tank in front of us. It's not ideal, but thankfully now he's backed off, so I can get some shots into these heavy tanks in front of us. And as you see, his position is quite dominant for us at the moment. The only thing that was really going to threaten us is the fun police, and thankfully for us, they're not paying attention and they are shooting the other side. The other side's looking a little bit weak, so we're trying to win this as quickly as we can, but I can't really push up any further because there's quite a lot of guns there, and I do have shots, so I'm from this position I am covering our friendly tanks who have actually pushed up, and we're trying to help them out as best as we can, looking for some shots in where we can. IS7 exposes his lower plate. We're able to pick up our second kill, get another penetration shot there. Do we have the smallest of shots at this cupola? We're actually able to pen the cupola there. Very fortunate pen. They say it was not an easy pen to happen, and thankfully we do pick that up. But we then take a shot there from something in the back. Enemy 58 heavies there. Obviously that's quite an easy pen on that tank through the turret. As long as you shoot sort of the cheeks and you don't shoot the centre of the turret, you'll be fine, able to pen that tank. Obviously you have to be careful because it's got that 750 alpha, so I don't really want to eat one, and obviously it has some really filthy heat pen as well, so we've got to be a little bit cautious of that tank. And I'm just trying to only expose myself for as little as possible. I snap that shot into that T28 58. I don't take the time to aim because I didn't want to eat any shots, and maybe I should have. This time I am going to aim my shot, hit that weak part of the of the cheeks there, and pick up a pen, putting us on to, you know, just over 3,000 damage and 2 kills. Still a fairly, you know, close game though. It's pretty even on the scores, 8 versus 7. But I'm still feeling pretty good at this position. We're going to try and aim this shot as well, putting the enemy 58 onto a one shot to us now, and hopefully we can try and finish that tank off, because obviously it is a, you know, potentially dangerous tank. We get one in. We don't roll high enough to kill them, unfortunately, but it is now one shot to pretty much everything on our team. We're looking to see if we can get their shot into E75 as he pokes. We don't have it. We're going to go and finish the 58, go for the shot, but it just gets taken out before we're able to get that shot in. And now we have won this side, and that just leaves us to the 4 remaining you know, enemy teammates. Our platoon mate rated is telling us that the TDs are on the hill in front of us. So what I'm going to try and do is get up underneath their ridge as quickly as possible, use the mobility of this tank to our advantage. There's no light tank to spot us coming in, and if we're able to get up underneath their ridge, we'll keep the tank destroyers detected, and they should get shot by our friendly team, while making it difficult for them to attack us, because they'd have to full send over the hill. There was a doom turtle on the top of the hill, which, you know, we're going to try and detect, which we do. Now I just need to get under the ridge before he's able to get his shot into us, because he's looking for the shot. I'll just rotate and try and make it awkward for him to hit us. Now I'm safe, and he actually gets absolutely destroyed by our friendly team. We pick up, you know, pretty much all of his health there and the assistance damage. There's a one shot, well, a 2 shot tank destroyer, which we're going to go and try and take out. Now there's a 1 shot. We're just going to finish this quickly, and now we can pay our attention to this enemy fun police, where we should hopefully be able to get a nice shot in before he's able to get into cover, which we do. We've finished that tank, and now we're going to leave him to get killed by friendly teammates, and we're just going to go in and try and get some, you know, as much damage as we can out of this type, who's unfortunately for them, you know, it's not much they can do about this situation at the moment. I'm behind him, he's got tanks in front of him. I should just be able to get as much damage out as I can. I wasn't able to roll high enough to finish him off, but we are able to pen him there. He gets taken out. Brings us then to replay at number 2. So let's get to the garage, see how we got on, and then we get to the next replay. So we get 3 kills, 5,500 damage, 3,500 assistance, and get the ace tanker. So that's it for replay number 2. Let's move on to the final replay of the video. Okay, so we're back again for the final replay, and we are platooned up with our buddy Jamis again here on the Prok, and he is back in that Russian tank destroyer. So Prok's a good map for us, because we can go down into this ridge in the middle and go hold down. The problem is we do have an enemy fun police, which is also going to make life harder for us. And the other problem is none of our team seem to want to come to this ridge with us, which leaves me kind of by myself. Now there is no light tanks, so there is a silver lining here. Although, you know, no one's coming with us, it does give us an opportunity to pick up a lot of assistance, because everything we spot here, you know, we're going to be spotting, because everything else is just kind of camped at the back of the map. So we do have an opportunity to get a lot of assistance. The problem is, because we're here by ourselves, you know, the fun police is going to start targeting us, and that's going to be awkward. And you see here, we get the fun police indication in the bottom left hand corner, and that means we've got to move, we've got to get out of it. He's aiming, he wants us, we've got to just run. Thankfully this tank is quick enough that we can just try and keep moving and make life difficult for the fun police. So every time we're going to get detected, we're going to just run, move, lose the spot, and hopefully just gives up on trying to shoot us. Because if we just stay there, you know, we're just going to get shot. You see, now we're detected. I'm not going to just sit there and let him shoot us. We're going to keep moving. It's frustrating having to play like this, but it's something you've got to do, because obviously I want to keep poking the spot in, because everything I spot I will get assistance. So I wasn't able to poke quick enough to spot that M60. If I was, that would have been my assistance. But I do spot everything at the back there, so hopefully we can start to pick up some assistance now. A lot of these tanks we do have good shots onto as well, so we're going to look to try and get some shots in. But like I say, I'm kind of expected to have to get focused by the fun police soon. He's not looking at us at the moment, so I'm thinking, oh, maybe he's got given up. We are picking up a lot of assistance here, so we're just going to try and keep them detected. But as you see, fun police indication has come in again. We need to move. He's aiming. I'm just going to try and run, you know, relocate. So if he is going to shoot us, he's going to have to work for it, and we're not going to be a stationary sitting duck target. So we lose the spot. We're going to go back again because I do want to keep them spotted, because like I say, I am the only tank, you know, really providing the vision from this spot here. And I want to just keep them detected, and I want to get these, you know, shots in where as I can. We spot that convoy at the back, get a nice shot in. Just having a look at the left, because this turret's quite long, but you don't want to get shot in the side while you're turning for shots elsewhere. And we're just trying to keep them, you know, as detected as long as possible. We're already up to 6,000 assistance here, and we have, you know, very nice shots here. We should be able to squeeze one into that enemy sharpshooter, which we do, putting us onto 2,000 damage and 6,000 assistance. But the enemy team are now pushing down our one line, and it's only our friend Jamis really, and there's another tank trying to hold them off there. So I want to try and get shots into the side of those tanks if I can, to try and help them out basically. And I also want to keep them detected so they have as long as possible to shoot at those tanks. So we're on to 6,000 assistance, 2,000 damage. The front police has kind of stopped shooting at us now, so that is a plus. And it means we're able to try and get shots in. I'm going to actually take the decision to move into the bowl. I think it's that time. I don't like to do it too early, but once you sort of cleared a lot of the tanks, I'm able to push in and hopefully extend my vision to get some more shots. Spotted this T-58 to our right hand side there. Hopefully he's going to get shot by our friendly team. I'm looking to try and squeeze a shot in. Probably could have pulled the trigger there, but I didn't want to eat one in return, so I pulled back and I probably missed an opportunity to get a shot in. But now he's running, and unfortunately we kind of messed that shot up. We don't hit where we want to, and we bounce it. But we do pick up some assistance. There's only 5 tanks remaining. There's a enemy leopard to our left. I'm thinking about just going in on this tank and this leopard, because I am full health, and then just get rid of them as quick as we can so we can continue pushing, try and get some more assistance here. We're on 7,000 now. And I am going to take that decision just to full send this leopard, get rid of this leopard as quickly as possible, get some more damage out of this game. We should be able to take this tank out. We get a ram in, we get another shot in. He is left on the one shot, and he gets taken out there. And now it's just 4 tanks remaining. We know exactly where they are. We're going to full send over as quick as we can, using the mobility to get there as quick as we can, hoping we can get a couple of shots in before these tanks inevitably get taken out pretty quickly, as they are surrounded. There's the front police. We get one in. We're not able to finish it off. It's just an enemy S-Bahn here. We're hoping to get one final shot in, but it's not going to happen. He gets taken out, and that brings us then to the replay and the video. So let's just see how we did before we say our goodbyes. We got no kills, 4,000 damage, 7,500 assistance, and the ace tanker there on the proc. So, and our buddy Jamis also had a really nice game there, you know, feeding us assistance. But yeah, that's it for the replay. So thank you so much for watching, and happy tanking.
Hadouken!